and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of BioShock. In the last episode, we completed the Smuggler's Hideout and collected the last little thing that we are missing in Neptune's Bounty, and now we are here in a brand new area. The beautiful Arcadia, the forests under the Sea of Rapture, providing the oxygen for which that they used to breathe down here. So, Arcadia is sort of like a really sort of I really like this area. I think it's quite cool as a design. This idea of this sort of city, obviously, just as like an excuse of sort of trying to explain how someone could even build a city under the water.
Seems like some poor blighters have started seeing ghosts. Ghosts? Ryan tells me it's a side effect of this plasmid business. One poor sod's memory is getting passed on to another through genetic sampling. Lunatics, rebellion, and now bleeding ghosts. Ain't life in Rapture grand?
So we can hear a splicer coming around. This is actually important because this is the last area in which you can actually find thuggish splicers. So the splicers that just hit you, essentially, with physical, like melee attacks. So from a research standpoint, obviously we want to maximize our research through each area as best as possible, and so this is the best place to do it here. We're also going to get introduced to a new type of splicer here as well, which is quite cool. Namely that guy over there. And we can't damage him yet. This first section is just an introduction to this type of splicer. We get some frag grenades. Always good. We're going to probably need a lot of this when it comes to the first Big Daddy fight of this area. So this guy is a Houdini splicer, as you can see from the name here, and you'll see what they do just here. Assuming he... Okay, he's not actually going to showcase his special ability quite yet. Houdinis are pretty cool as we collect some glue, which is another one of these... So you can hear it behind. There he is. So that's what Houdinis do. They essentially have this ability to manifest, to disappear, and then to reappear. And you get these that red particle effect that lets you know that there's one around, and you've got to use that to your advantage in order to sort of spot them and know exactly where you're going when you're battling them. You know, because it allows you to essentially preempt where they're about to appear, and allows you to take them out before. Because they can launch projectiles, as you can see. And that makes them quite threatening.
Surprise, chump! You haven't got the... Where do you think you...
Ugly. Damn this. Where are you?
This is gonna hurt. That's a...
Bingo. So that's our first Houdini down. We'll see a few of those throughout the level. They're pretty rare splicers. They're not sort of like the lead heads or anything like that. You don't usually see a lot of them. But when you do see them, they let you know that they're there, certainly. So, okay, so Arcadia. So naturally, we're primarily using story-wise. This is just essentially a stop-go. The only reason we're here is because we can't make our way towards Ryan directly. So what we need to do is we need to essentially go through Arcadia. This will take us to a point where we can eventually then face off against Ryan and take vengeance for, or revenge for what he's done to Atlas and all that sort of stuff as we get our second audio diary.
Today, Arcadia was closed off to all but paying customers. The man hires me to build a forest at the bottom of the ocean and then turns a walk in the woods into a luxury. Ryan asked, should a farmer not be able to sell his food? Is a potter not entitled to a profit from his pots? I started to argue with the man, and then I remembered who signed my checks. The only thing worse than a hypocrite is an unemployed one.
So I'm just back down here because I think we missed an audio diary. I seem to remember there's always an audio. Yeah, there it is. That one.
How can I help you? They're running! Someone get them!
You see the ghosts once more, and we can see another diary. This time from the guy in that ghost.
Everything's ready. Flowers, bottle of wine, even 2 tickets to the tea garden. Nothing gets the Bettys in the mood like nighttime in Arcadia. Now I just gotta stop by the Thrifty Care to pick up a med hypo, just to be safe. Word is, this ain't Angelina's first visit to the tea garden.
Okay, and then we'll grab another one about mass-producing Adam.
The augmentation procedure is a success. The slugs alone could not provide enough Adam for serious work, but combined with the hosts, now we have something. The slug is embedded in the lining of the host's stomach, and after the host feeds, we induce regurgitation. And then we have 20-30 times yield of usable Adam. The problem now is the shortage of hosts. Fontaine says patience, Tannenbaum. Soon, the first home for little sisters will open, and the problem will be solved.
Opening you up!
So obviously, there was a lead head up there. Sorry, I was just sort of letting Tenenbaum finish there. As you sort of learn more and more about sort of how the Little Sisters came into being. Ouch. Bingo. So yeah, so there we see some more thuggish slices, as I mentioned earlier. This is the last area in the game where you see thuggish splices. So you need to get that research done as soon as possible. That's sort of the priority research-wise. Obviously, we'll be researching every enemy as we go along, but the lead heads in particular, obviously, we've already done. It just goes to show that and there's enough enemies. Oh, there's a lead head. Okay, there's a turret behind me. So sport boost, you move and swing the wrench faster. That's why there was a turret there. That was what was whittling off my health so fast. Bingo. Okay, so electro bolts. Need to move fast. Need to move fast. Not fast enough. So once more, we'll start seeing slightly harder hacks as you know, as we enter a new area. It's a very sort of familiar occurrence that sort of you enter a new area, the hacks start becoming harder. There we go. So you constantly need to be, you know, using your tonics to make it easier and sort of try and keep ahead of the curve, as it were. Armor taking rounds. Oh, that's what you were shooting at. You're a thuggish.
Ripping you for parts!
Bingo. Okay, so another thing about Arcadia, which is quite cool, is that we end up seeing quite a lot of these crawl space doors, which means that there's quite a lot of sort of small nooks and crannies through the levels that you can sort of find, and doing so sort of, you know, really sort of opens up all of the sort of items and stuff that you can find through the level. As we will complete this hack nice and simple. Lovely. We might as well heal. So for example, there's another one here. We've also got the other one behind us. This one has a safe in it, so probably some valuable ammo, I would think. We can actually auto hack here, I might as well. So we start picking up ammo. Obviously, we're also picking up ammo there for weapons that we don't have. We actually got some napalm there for the chemical thrower that eventually we'll get later on in this chapter, or in this level. Is this going to allow me pass? It will. Okay, cool. When there's all of these alarm tiles, etc., you know, you've got to be aware that occasionally you're just going to get completely blocked off from where you want to go, and so it's good to have a sort of overview of where it is possible to. So, for example, there we have the liquid nitrogen, we have the napalm for the chemical thrower. Electric buck is actually really good that we've maxed out there, because that means that big daddies and stuff like that will not be nearly as scary to us. We do need to head into this room for some more electric bucks, and some more components for the for invention. And just as we saw with hacking and sort of hacking giving us a lot of trophies, invention will also start giving us quite a few trophies as well, which is quite nice, you know, to add on to all of the other trophies that we currently have. We need to head that way, but I'll just head through the crawl space door over here, see if we can't see what's going on around here. This is just the access to the lead head up here, which is quite cool. Yeah, cool. Okay. So good start. Good start. This area has multiple. Sort of Arcadia is split over two areas. We also have the farmers market. We'll start seeing that later, as we also see. So what happened there is that we saw some trap bolts from a crossbow. The crossbow is a particularly useful weapon. I don't think we get it this chapter though. I think we get it in the next area. But the safest way to obviously deal with these bolts is to use telekinesis to pick them up and then throw them, and it will always break them. You can eventually, you know, we'll get the chance to use the crossbow, and doing so will allow us to actually have access to those sort of trap bolts. We can actually set traps for the splicers. And that becomes a sort of a recurring pattern over the later stages of the game, is that you sort of end up, you know, needing to be more prepared. You know, they chuck loads and loads of enemies at you, but you also have far more capacity to actually deal with all of the enemies, and also set traps so that you can thin the crowd early on, which is quite cool. Another thuggish, as we get the second research bonus. So we're doing pretty well on research bonuses here. I think he's above me. So there's definitely a turret. Oh, that's my turret. It's my turret above us. Killing enemies from below. Okay, cool. Just slightly confused. You end up with sort of like this early section just sort of has lots of these sort of multi-layered sections where you know, you've got things sort of above you and below you, different paths. And so just sort of keeping a mental map of the sort of the verticality of the level and where you are relative to places you've already been is quite important. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've done everything up there, which means that we can head down through here, and this will start giving us access. So obviously we wanted to head, that's pretty much just across from where we were, and now we can finally sort of gain access to the main area here in Arcadia, which are the Glens. We've got another Houdini, who's obviously had a bit of a murder spree. This is the U-invent. It's a very important sort of object that will come into play much later on. There's quite a lot of stuff you can find just down here in the water, so I think we'll start with that. So we can head down here for some more important invention items. Obviously we need to be careful not to use electrobolt here. Maybe the trap darts can set off electricity through the water? I'm not sure though, I can't remember. So that's another area. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a security camera around here too, so we'll just need to... that was a Houdini. That was quite a cool effect actually, sort of just seeing him sort of his feet sort of go through the air. Where is he? Oh, he's above me now. I think we'll stay down. At this distance, he's not really that much of a threat to me, so we'll just make our way around and then there you are. Beautiful. Natural camouflage. Standing still but when it becomes invisible is actually really, really useful in certain scenarios. They do a lot of damage, the Houdinis. Multiple subjects, so there is something else around here. So what I grabbed there using telekinesis was his hat, or the mask. All Houdinis sort of have a mask that they wear. That was a bit of a glitch. Yeah. Did not do that well. Not do that well. Oh well. So the U-invent, our sort of final hacking, you know, the final thing we haven't hacked yet. That. Lovely. And so you can see that we can create automatic hack tools, we can create armor-piercing rounds, we can get exploding buck, and we can get anti-personnel rounds, all of which are very, very useful. I think there is a trophy for creating one of every type of weapon. Sorry, ammo. So we'll keep an eye on that, but I'm not sure that's wholly necessary right now. We'll just take pictures of the little sister. Okay, so when we were taking pictures of the Houdini, we obviously actually managed to grab some pictures of this guy as well, and that's why our scores are too low. I'd love to get past you. We could just battle him, but he is scary. So yeah, we just got to sort of keep an eye on this. Especially because I only have 6 hit. I only have 6 health. Oh, if he's... Yeah, we'll just go underneath them, I think. We'll probably take him on when we have a better... I mean, again, we'll get another weapon here, so we could wait until we get the second weapon. There are a lot of things that we can sort of just hold off doing just for now, and then, you know, we can take him on later on. Just going to stay down here in the water just for the moment, just to sort of get everything from here, and then we can then sort of move on. So like there, for example, we can't actually get round, so we need to go up. And we've got one that fails. That's annoying. So you see there is an example of a hack that's actually technically impossible. And you do get a few of them. Obviously it's because the number of alarm tiles and the various other tiles that are on the screen, you know, that are on the on the screen is just too much. And so you need to use your various gene tonics, etc., stuff like that, to actually minimize the number of those that you see. We'll get a few more first aid kits. There's another one there, which is very handy. Okay, I think we're actually in a... That's a Houdini.
Just give it some time.
That is a Fuggish. Sport Boost 2, so that is the second thingy. The second tonic from that, which means we only need to research them once more, and then we'll get our and then we'll be able to get our you know, finish off our research for that particular type of enemy, and also we'll get pretty sure we get a trophy for doing so as well, which is quite cool. We'll just hack this as well. This seems much easier than the previous one that we had to hack, although I'm not seeing anything that actually helps. There we go. Nice. So here we can get Exploding Buck. Oh, I think that's the same ones. Eventually you'll be able to invent electric gel, and electric gel is an exceptionally useful ammo, because it essentially just stuns big daddies in place, making them essentially completely useless to you.
There was a time I cared about politics, but it's just an excuse men use to kill one another. I'm done with all that. I just want to see the sunlight again.
So I'm guessing that is in response to sort of seeing this, as we see that Atlas, our companion here, actually has a presence down here in Rapture, certainly. As we see another big daddy that we do kind of just want to avoid, mainly because this one doesn't have a little sister. Is it the same big daddy? It is, yes, okay, so he's put his little sister away and is going off to fetch another one. We'll go through here for another safe. And again, we can auto-hack. More electric buck. Okay, so he's down there. Is he going to get a little sister? He is going to get a little sister. Okay, this is important.
Hurry, Mr. B. I can do dancing in the sky.
So these guys should be bouncers, which should mean they're melee. Oh no, he's a Rosie. Balls. Okay, that was a little close than I needed it to be, but oh, balls. Go away. So we get the little sister research bonus, which is which are always turn up as sort of increases to your Adam and Eve. Goodbye. Lovely. First aid kit. First aid kit. We rescue you. So that's really good. That's good to get the first one done. The three around this area are pretty sort of consistent in their location, if I remember correctly.
In the gathering dark, you light a candle. You have saved the little ones when you might have shown your cruelty. I am sending something your way to demonstrate our thanks.
And once more, thankfully, this is another we've again saved enough little sisters that Tenenbaum sees it fit to give us the reward, which is really good. Because that means that the Gatherer's Garden, which is actually pretty close by, if I remember correctly, we can get our next stuff. Just need to be a little aware of the security camera up there. I think it's just above me, actually. It is. And I can't hack it, so...
Rolling Hills is over yonder, and the bathysphere station is as well. And then straight on to Ryan.
So there we go. So as Atlas says there, we can actually head down through the rolling hills, find the bathysphere, and then the bathysphere will take us to the next area. So that's the waterfall grotto. We won't go in there quite yet. It is an important area. Here is the gift.
For dream time, Mr. Bubbles.
And there is another little sister. We're getting a lot of early little sisters at the moment, because obviously we're two really early on in Neptune's Bounty as well. Whether we actually try and rescue that little sister is another matter. As you see, we can't actually get out that way, so up it must be. Give me an up. There we go. I mean, I definitely heard a little sister, so I don't know where she is, but I definitely heard one. Anyway, we will collect our gift, which gives us Safecracker, which reduces difficulty when hacking safes. And we also get some more electric buck. All of the electric buck at the moment. Okay, so what do we want here? We definitely want the health upgrade and the Eve upgrade. Now the thing about the sort of upgraded plasmids that you see here, stuff like Electrobolt 2, they're good, but they're expensive, and what we can do is we can wait, and they will become cheaper as we go along. And also, certain ones will actually upgrade twice, and if you buy the third one, I think you can skip the second one, so there's no real point. What's actually much better for us right now is if we look at stuff like physical tonic slots, combat tonic slots, etc. We could get an engineering one, but I think the hacks are just about manageable at the moment. But I think we will get a physical tonic slot for which one? That one, I think. Get some natural camouflage. So you can see the effect there. So now I'm invisible. They can't see me. And yeah, that can be very, very useful. So the waterfall grotto area, yeah, we have to go there very soon anyway, so we won't do that quite yet. As I think that is Thuggish Splicer complete? No, not nearly. There we go. Thuggish Slicer research is complete. We get a trophy for having fully researched them. Beautiful. I'm just wondering that there might be an enemy in here. So if there is an enemy in here, that's actually quite useful for us. Give me that. Lovely. Just because obviously we have the electric buck. The gift disappeared. Waste. But yeah, like we don't really have like enough frag grenades or stuff like that to really take on the big daddy. So we'll hit
On the surface, I once
Rolling
thought
Hills.
forest, the parasites claimed that the land belonged to God and demanded that I establish a public park there. Why? So the rebel could stand slack-jawed under the canopy and pretend that it was paradise earth. Congress moved to nationalize my forest. I burnt it to the ground. God did not plant the seeds of this Arcadia. I did.
So there is a RPG turret just there. Very handy RPG turret actually. We can use him against any big daddies that come down around this area. Also seemingly quite easy to hack. But you saw there I could use security bullseye on one of the splicers that was just walking around, and he got absolutely destroyed by the turret. Which is exactly how things should be. Okay, so we zip that through. Lovely. Our turret is still in good working order. So the idea with like a lot of these turrets and stuff is that if we see a big daddy around here, what we'll try and do is we'll try and sort of stun him with electro bolt or electric buck over and over again, while leaving him vulnerable to the okay, we actually have no more films. That's quite impressive actually. We've been working through our pictures quite rapidly, evidently. Oh, I used a health pack accidentally there. It's annoying. So as you can see, you do get big daddies rolling through this area. And yeah, the ability to hit them with, so I don't think we can get through there. But the ability to hit them with security bullseye and make this RPG turret a massive threat to them is really, really good, because they do a lot of damage, the turrets, to any enemy. And using them to your advantage is always a great plan. So we're going to get another Mariska looks.
Masha started screaming, "Mama, Mama, what is that? What is that?" I thought she was having some kind of seizure. And then I realized, trees. Trees. Never saw one before. Thought they were monsters. Oh, Sammy. Maybe we never should have come to this place.
So now we're down here. Obviously, that way it has a security camera. This is the way we need to go, but of course, it's never going to be that simple, is it?
I'm gonna need you to listen to me. I'm no sort of botanist, but I think Ryan has just killed Arcadia. The man put something foul into the air. Bottom of the ocean, Bio. All the oxygen comes from the trees. No trees.
So there we have it. We have a new character to meet up with, being Langford. And we see the Saturnine, which is sort of like these Houdini splices sort of all fall into a cult, I think. I think that's the idea. But allows us to collect some chlorophyll solution, which we do need for later on, so it's worth collecting now. The Houdinis tend to drink it, I think is the idea. Okay, so yeah, so you... So yeah, if we talk here...
They dress up in leaves and call themselves the Saturnine. Please. They drink human blood and chant, "Harness the flame, harness the mist," and believe they're touched by the ancient gods. An aging bunch of frat boys tilting back goblets of plasmids and calling it ambrosia.
So yeah, that's the sort of dismissiveness of the Saturnine, as it were. So we're going to go talk to Langford, who is through this way, and then I think we'll probably call this one to an end, this episode. Sort of works as the first section, then we'll probably have a section going through the farmer's market and beyond. Just hack you. The cost of sort of buying out a hack is generally roughly approximate to how difficult it is. So if you see something that's like really expensive or you can't do it, then quite often those are the ones that maybe auto hacks are worth using on. And obviously certain items will always be hard attack, or are generally hard attack than others, being like safes and code locks, and also vending machines. They tend to have quite a lot of protection to them. He says this one proves ridiculous. Damn. Okay, well that's a fun start. Better hope that we can get out this way. And we can't, so up it is. Up. And naturally the ammo vending machines tend to be harder than the normal vending machines, just because they usually have, you know, rarer items. Grenades, napalm, electric buck, proximity mine. I really don't need to buy the electric buck, it seems. It seems to be all over the place here. Okay, so we'll head through to talk to Langford.
My trees! It wasn't you, was it? No. Ryan. I think I've got a way to save the trees. It's a genetic vector that... Oh, look who I'm talking to. Could you find a sample of Rosa Gallica for me? Look in the grotto. I've got to keep working on it every time.
I forgot that we don't actually get to specifically meet her yet, so we can wait just for now. Ooh, interesting. Quite a large area. Or quite a large number of enemies, I mean. I really shouldn't be using electric buck, but there we go. I want to get you on side. Let me... Damn, miss. Oh, I got it. Nope, I didn't. Let me hit you. No. Where are you going? There we go. Good. Now I can hack you. A little silly, but I mean, it's always useful having security bots because, you know, they draw enemy attack fire, they allow you to see, you know, where someone's firing at you from. There's a lot of benefits to them, and so it's well worth utilizing whenever the enemies do trigger the alarms to actually just, you know, get them on board. This guy does not have a little sister, does he? Or does he? He does. Ooh. I have no ammo.
Good girl, Mr. B.
Don't really have the health. Is the problem. Nor is it really the ideal scenario. We'll leave it. Again, we don't even have the chemical thrower yet, so I think we can wait just for a little longer. No doubt we'll be facing them in the next section as we see another area for the Houdini sort of be lit up here. So Houdini sort of, you know, will light up these effigies, I guess is the best word for it. Shell casing. Lovely. And another chlorophyll solution. We should be fine for that. I'm pretty sure we do need it later on, but so you sort of get later on. You sort of, if you don't have any yet, you'll get sort of taken to these small areas where the Houdinis are. Enemy triggered alarm. That's no problem. I mean, to be fair, we could have used security bullseye, but again, it's just the matter of. And again, he's put the little sister away, so it's fine. He's having good ideas too late. Like, we could have put security bullseye on the Big Daddy, and then he shouldn't be angry at us, but maybe would have been, I don't know. Sometimes you're hoping that they won't be angry, and they always are, but, let's just check the map. Where are we? Okay, so there's an area we haven't actually been to yet, along with the garden. So just quickly go through this area, and then we'll go to the garden and be done, I think. Close enough.
Now, I'm a woman of science, but I'm also a woman who's not afraid of turning a buck or two. Brian said if I could use common Arcadia, part of the apple would ride on my hip. So I get to thinking, we're paying for oxygen when we got photosynthesized.
Okay, so even if I put security bullseye on, that doesn't work for me. That's
The
annoying.
rest of the city and undercut the other guys. Ryan would like that for sure. Fontaine's people have moved into the O2 biz, tooth and claw.
Okay, I need to buy some health because I am playing rubbish right now. And I think I just lost my security bot too, which is annoying, so that's where we need to go in there. We'll do that relatively soon after I just need to get some health. Where on earth? Oh damn, I don't want a Houdini. This is definitely not the most efficient way of doing this. Let her down. There you are, good. Okay, cool. We needed first kit, we needed, we needed first aid kits, we needed health, so that made sense to do that. I think I'm being a little too gung-ho with certain enemy types and stuff like that. Nothing too bad, obviously. It's always good to, you know, be aggressive and have a go at certain enemies. But yeah, okay. So yeah, so we got a few things we want to do. We want to head obviously into the Waterfall Grotto. We'll do the Rosa Gallica side quest. At least we'll grab it and then probably stop there. But we'll also just quickly do the Tree Garden. I don't think there's anything else down this route besides some optional pickups. You see where the Arcadia Merlot comes from. Obviously is here in Arcadia. Okay, so that's just another entrance that I missed. Bit silly. Ah, there's a Power to the People machine. That's why we want to be down here. That is essential. Okay, sweet. That's actually really, really good. That looks like... Ah, there's another thing just coming up, of course. Hurrah! That was a Houdini, unfortunately. We could have, you know, snapped shots of it for, could have grabbed pictures of it for the, for research, but oh well. I'm sure there are more for us. Oh, this is the path to the farmer's market. Ah, so yeah, we'll be heading through this way later. Okay, cool. But we will do the Power to the People machine. I was wondering why I didn't recognize like all of this area, but that's why. Okay, cool. We will go for the shotgun damage increase. Because we're sort of just missing kills on a few sort of types of enemies, and I think, and also the electric, you know, being able to have even more powerful electric buck on Big Daddies will be really, really handy. Okay, we already have max on all of these guys, so we'll grenade them for ease. So we get security evasion, which means that it takes longer for security and stuff to see us, which is quite useful. The next area is rather important.
To regulate this plasmid business. There have been side effects, blindness, insanity, death. But what use is our ideology if it is not tested? The market does not respond like an infant, shrieking at the first sign of displeasure. The market is patient, and we must be too.
Yeah. We needed to get a vertical one in order to go straight up there, but unfortunately the game did not give us one when we needed it. Oh, okay, there's another one that we can't actually solve. Come on, game, be nice to me. We'll try once more and then we'll just auto it. Yeah, again, we can't do that. Okay, auto. Once more, all of those, lovely. We haven't actually invented anything, so we could get another life just by doing that, but we won't do it just yet. We have time. So this next area has a few little sections of security around here. A turret or two. Let me just we'll buy out you and we'll attack you. That went really, really well, just watching my, you know, health bar get completely devoured by that turret. It has not been a smooth run, this, not at all. But we're getting there, we are getting there. The broken vending machine is, well, gives us frag grenade. Some health back. It's like, we know you're going to struggle here, so have some health back. So I think there's another turret down there, which is what this is shooting at. again, we'll just attack this one. Up. Across. Across. Lovely. Cool. Okay, still going to get attacked probably by that turret for a little while longer, which is annoying. So another diary.
Gregory, don't come whining to me about market forces, and don't expect me to punish citizens for showing a little initiative. If you don't like what Fontaine is doing, well, I suggest you find a way to offer a better product.
He's talking about how, you know, initially Fontaine sort of, he sprung up because of Ryan, you know, because Ryan wasn't initially so sort of, you know, Ryan let Fontaine essentially come up and become the force that he became. And it took Ryan by the end to eventually actually realize that he needed to control the guy.
I couldn't believe how much things had changed since I left Dr. Steinman's office. It's like I don't even recognize Rapture no more. I hear they've been rounding up people in Paula Square. I asked Ryan how could he do such things to innocents. He said, innocents. If they haven't chosen to defend Rapture, they've chosen to side with Atlas and his bandits. So there are no innocents. There are heroes, and there are criminals.
So there's a flamer turret just around the corner that I didn't recognize there, as we hear Diane once more sort of, you see her sort of turning further and further away from Ryan, from the man she loves. As we hack the flamer, lovely. So I think that's everything around this area, hopefully. As we can collect some more stuff. Yeah, you can't head up there, that's why, so that's what this area is about. We'll grab the Rosa Gallica, and then I think we'll call this one to an end as well, just quickly listen to the last Judy Langford one.
I know about the lockdown. It's absurd. Just give me a minute. These Lazarus tests are very promising. If the Rosa Gallica balloon, then by God, I know we're in business. All right, I'm leaving. But somebody has to find a way to come back to check on these samples. They're very important.
So upon picking up the rose there, what you get is you get this sort of wave of splicers trying to attack us. If you've managed to, you know, take care of the vast majority of the security around here with, you know, security bots and stuff like that, if you've managed to cover essentially a lot of that by hacking all the turrets and stuff, there's really nothing to worry about. But just letting you know. Okay, so I'm going to let this episode go a little longer than I'm hoping for most of these episodes in this series. But I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you will join me on the next episode where we will be continuing to make our way through Arcadia. We'll meet with Dr. Langford, and Langford will give us our next area as we hopefully save the forest at the bottom of the sea. Hope to see you on the next episode.